In the Kentucky Graduate Skills, when they speak about communication, they have a fairly narrow definition of it. And I know that listening skills and particularly writing and speaking and presentation skills are the focus of it. I'd argue, being a communication professor, that if you look across the 10 skills, communication skills are really in about 6 or 7 of them, including things like interpersonal relationships and, collaboration in teams and other things. A main reason why these skill sets were spelled out for Kentucky is just so that we all approach education from a similar framework. And so the various public institutions across the state can agree these are the skills that are required to be an educated person. And so whether you're our university or another, that we're stressing the same kinds of critical skills, because frankly, many of the workforce partners that we have across the state have told us these are really important skill sets, and let's make sure that students master them before they graduate so that they come to us aligned and ready to do their best work. One of the classes I taught for many years was called Effective Listening, and it was not a common class, it was an elective, and honestly, it's one of the most useful classes that students could take. And I say that because listening is important no matter what you do, how you do it, where you do it, with whom you do it. It is underrated, it is undertaught. Only about 2% of the world's population has taken a class in listening, a whole class. And so the whole idea really is that you're focusing on relearning how to listen, because the world is full of lousy listeners, people who don't pay attention, who don't really stay with the speaker, who don't indicate that they're listening. And I do think that whether it's at work or at home, when you really work on listening well, actively engaged with what's being said to you, it just changes everything, because everyone appreciates a good listener. So having someone who is engaged with who they're speaking to or with, having a better sense of that person, whether it's your client or your student, your patient, everyone needs to be understood, and it's a really basic human need, right? To be heard and to be understood, and to have all sorts of professionals who are really well equipped to communicate well makes a huge difference in their profession. So I just can't help but think about the fact that a lot of times people think they're good at it, and they take a class because it's a general education class and they think they don't need it. And invariably they learn. In fact, those who think they're the best at it often are the worst at it. And when they leave that class, they recognize, I learned a lot, I'm better at it. And sometimes it's their family at home who's taken notice of it and said, what are you doing at school? Something's different here. And the same thing is true at work. When someone comes in and is a good listener, good engaged colleague who takes turns speaking, hears what the message is behind the message, there's a lot to be said about having good, strong communication skills.